All right. Well, so that's one way to make the deadline real. Let's hit the agency and the energy. How do we crank that up?
Yeah. Agency, I'll give you an example. When I get my oil changed at the dealer, I suddenly walk into their agency. Let me explain. Chairs, magazines, Donahue's on the TV or something crazy. In other words, I walked into their space and it's their agency. Many people have that reality. In other words, no judgment, but when I fly on an airplane and look to the person next to me, they're bored as heck. They're flipping through the magazine. They're busting out their phone. Listen, if you got a dream, you're not chilling like that. And I'm not saying you always got to be working, but I'm saying that in the book we talk about what's called your boon. Your boon is your deepest desire, your greatest ache, your truest longing. It comes from Joseph Campbell, Hero with a Thousand Faces. Luke Skywalker, Neo, Katniss Everdeen, Hunger Games, Star Wars, you name it, Matrix. The hero's journey is all about leaving the ordinary world, meeting a mentor, refusing the call, going into the special world, facing the giant. We think it's external, it's really ourselves. We're the ones who hack ourselves most of the time. But then after we defeat the giant, we essentially get the boon. The boon is the holy grail. The boon is the elixir. Let me say this, Pete. We don't care if we get hacked until we know our boon. When I don't know my boon, I'm like, hey, come on, Netflix, come on, Xbox, come on, all distractions in the world. What's going on TV? In other words, I actually purposely try to distract myself because it gives me this pseudo purpose. But someone who knows their boon, man, they are fighting for that. And that's what really kicks us into unhackability is knowing our boon.
All right. Well, so how do you recommend we get some clarity and specificity on our boon, our deepest desire and calling and such?
Well, I do have a free download, no email opt-in required. It's at unhackablebook.com. And if they click resources, there's 83 questions that gets you started. And these questions are fun. One question is, what's one thing you would regret not doing before you die? It's deep questions. It's questions that you don't just, address every single day. But these are deep questions. And what we begin to see is this melody line. It often doesn't come just in one lightning bolt. It often comes with, I say, dream recovery, not dream discovery. In other words, your show's great, and it probably talks about how we need to recover our dream. In other words, you ask most kids, I've never met a young kid who said, when you ask them, what do you want to be when you get older? Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. I think we are born with this innate sense. Maybe not exactly, but in the ballpark. Like some people just say, I knew I was born to be on a stage. Now, they might have thought the stage was one thing, or I was born to always care for animals. We lose sight of who we are along the way because we start listening to the voices of others. In other words, other people's advice hacks us. Pete, you won't make money at that, or that's not a well paying job, or that's not a respectable job. And suddenly we start listening. And that's another way that we allow other people to gain unauthorized access to us.